And I mean, it was just it's watching it
Yeah, I'm
now.
not a
Yeah, it's
fan.
super
I'm
cringe.
not a big fan of Kevin Costner, to be
Me
honest with
either,
you.
man. Me
I
either.
couldn't if like, I guess he was in Field of Dreams, right?
Yes, he's not a good actor. He's
Or
like a
am I
Nicolas
wrong?
Cage, right? He's in good movies, but he's not a good actor. Like sometimes he's in a good
Yeah.
flick. But Nicolas Cage, like some of the
I find like yeah, like Nicolas Cage, like I find he like overtakes the role. Like he it's like it's Nicolas Cage in the movie. You know, like you
right.
see him as like only like it didn't used to be that way. Like you've seen Matchstick Men maybe?
Oh yeah, yeah, he was great in that movie actually. But I mean, because he was,
Yeah,
but
like
he was Nicolas Cage in that movie though. Like
yeah,
you said.
yeah, there's some times when it clicks, you know, like there's sometimes when it really does work, right?
But like
But then there's other
Con
times when
Air,
you're like, oh, that's just Nick. Yeah, not maybe. Yeah, Con Air. Yeah.
put the bunny back in the box. I was like, what the fuck is that? Nicolas Cage doing a southern accent? He should have just. They probably were like, and they
Yeah,
were probably
he's
like, listen, Nick, like, we don't think the southern accents thing. I'll do what I want. He's like in character, you know. He's like not giving it up.
because he's method as hell, right? Like he's
Yeah.
not leaving that character at all for nothing.
From what I understand, he's like
Um,
a rich, uh, like executive producer's son or something like that from old Hollywood. He got kind of
yeah,
grandfathered in somehow.
he's what's his name? What's his real name? I'll tell you in a second as soon as I get it. Yeah, Francis Ford Coppola
And he's the one that did Godfather,
Nicolas
right?
Cage's. Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird
yeah,
how
yeah.
they all like changed their names and stuff, man. Like,
Francis Ford Coppola. You know who was a badass? I talk about him all the time, and so does our beloved Sam Hill. But is Marlon Brando? Marlon Brando. Did you?
Oh, Marlon Brando and I are good friends, Michael. Oh, back in the day, I taught Sam Hill everything he knows. You know?
Like when he was old and he was with Larry King, I could watch those interviews 100 times in a row because
they're
he's
so
just
good, man.
Oh, I'm like, dude, what? This guy used to be like, you know, the dames used to
Like,
go nuts
the
for
guy,
this
yeah, yeah.
and now he's
Look at
sitting
me
there.
now. I'm hideous. I'm
Yeah.
horrible.
He looked like a I don't know, I can't explain it. He's just an obese beached whale, and his feet were like propped up, and he's like, oh, I just realized my feet have been in this shot the whole time, Larry. And they're like flirting with each other. It's cringe, and you can just tell that he doesn't give a fuck that the cameras are there. He's like,
He
dude,
was
I
done.
think
He was done, man. He was just done at the end of that time. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't care anymore.
right. Well, he
Like,
knew. He learned a long time ago that the whole fucking, and I'll send you, if you're ever interested, I'll send you this really cool interview they did with the fuck is that guy's name? Dick Cavett. It's pretty interesting. He basically tells the whole thing. He goes over the whole thing. He says, listen, you're not really interested in what I have to say, and you know, and if you are interested in what I have to say, it's only because I'm revealing something to you that you can sell to your audience. You know, he's like basically broke down the whole thing and made it like really awkward, but was very revealing.
Why do you downgrade acting as a profession?
I think that we couldn't survive a second if we weren't able to act. That acting is a survival mechanism, and it's a social unguent, and it's a lubricant. And we act to save our lives actually every day. People lie constantly every day by not saying something that they think or saying something that they don't think.
Yeah, but that's not acting.
That is acting.
On the
When
screen
you're
and-
nervous,
Huh?
when you're frightened and nervous in this chair, you're distressed or uncomfortable or you're very angry.
Yeah.
And you know that that is not what is necessary well, what cannot be shown here. You control your face. You're a highly controlled person.
In this interview, he was wearing like
quite
a
slipped into the mental decay where he just fucking was going loony. Yeah, he was just beforehand.
and
Yeah.
living in Tahiti and doing all that weird shit that he was doing. But he
It was
was
really
I-
good, man. In the island of Dr. Moreau. Have you ever
Mm-hmm.
seen that movie?
Yeah, Val
Man,
Kilmer.
he was really good in that. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Val
that's-
Kilmer, he
That's another movie where he got on set and he was like, okay, so basically I'm going to rewrite the script. I hope you don't mind if I just sit here with this little guy and play the piano. And they're like, okay, what are you going to do is tell Marlon Brando to fuck off? So they're like, okay.
Yeah, it's true.
In that weird, like, B film, movie. No, they're going to be
Yeah.
like, okay, give Marlon Brando whatever he wants. He's not long for this world.
Yeah, this is the last thing he's gonna be doing, like ever. Yeah.
Can you give me a
No,
little creature
please.
to follow me around?
I want a little thing beside me. I want a little creature that I can have rub my hand beside. I want.
Can I pet
You make fun of me.
Like, he was so paranoid. He was like a nut at the end, and he was like, you see him. I'm looking at him now. He has like a big vodka bottle next to him,
Oh,
and he just the glasses up, and the picture is just so horrible. There's a woman like she's like carting him in a wheelchair, and he used to be like you said, Hollywood's like hunk. You know what I mean? Like he's got like the big muscles. The fucking
They have him in a rickshaw?
He has like the yeah.
It's like an old Chinese
There's a picture of him
ambulance.
skipping rope. He's skipping rope in like tight 50s shorts, and he has like
That's hot.
he's like the perfect look. Exactly, it is. And then there's one of them in like a gray jumper, and he's bald. He looks like Rush Limbaugh at all.
He's got a big fupa in a lot of the pictures I'm looking at, too. That's something I'm trying to avoid when I get older, too. You don't want that fucking
Good if
thing.
you get that, man.
It looks like elephantitis. It's not a
Oh,
good
it's
look for
not
me.
good, man. It's not a good look. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of guys with that look, and like that's not. Yeah, it's not attractive.
When I was in college,
It's,
I went to school. Started going to school when I was 24 instead of, so I was a little bit older and a little bit more, I don't know, mature, I guess, right? And these kids are straight out of high school. They're like 18. Half the time and this was English class, half the time they'd have their earbuds in, they'd just be sleeping. I'm like, man, you fucking little fuckers, dude. But then one day they're all bullshitting in the corner of the room and they think they're being quiet and they're like, dude, look at its fupa. Look at the fupa. I can just hear fupa, fupa, fupa. And I'm like, oh my God. And I look and his belt is just like cinched so tight at his, at his waist to the point where it's just like, and he's like, I know what a fupa is. And I'm like, oh shit, dude. It was so awkward. I was like, dude. Okay, so where do we go from here?
Yeah.
He finally became a professor. He's a happy guy. He's chilling
What
with
he's
his...
doing. Yeah, leave him alone,
Now he's
But
got
I mean, you got nothing else, like you got nothing else to do. You're not there to fucking, you're not
Now he's
there
got to be
give a
self-conscious
shit,
about his fucking big fat pubic cushion. That's not
It's
cool.
so weird though, man. Like you see the guys with it, and you wonder, like because I see them, and I'm like, man, like how does that happen, dude? Like what do you do? Like, I'm doing good, Like I got look at the body. If you picture Kermit the Frog's body, you got me down pat.
Wrapped in human skin.
So like,
oh, fuck.
I'm fine, But those guys that have that like huge, it's like, man, what the fuck, like.
Kermit the
got,
Frog
like,
with a 3-foot piece. Right. Don't forget that the puppet don't have a junk. So we gotta be realistic here. Come on,
It's true.
Bruce.
It's true, but it's something else, man. I don't know. Like it's like I know a guy who's really huge. He's like 5'5", and he's massive. Like we call him the Potato Man because he's shaped like a giant, like thick potato. And
Like the Thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it. If you were to describe him, I wouldn't even say he's the Thing though, because the Thing has like muscle shape and definition, and you wouldn't fuck with the Thing.
So he's got
But,
thin
like-
shoulders. He's got like narrow shoulders and like wide hips, and then like Grimace,
no,
like the McDonald's Grimace.
Like I would say, yeah. If he has the shape of Grimace, but he has like the like longer type of arm. I don't know. I'm really describing a fucked up guy, but he's anyway. He's like 5'5", 350 or something, if not 400, and he's just like, it's a shame, man. Like I see him walk, and I'm like how did it happen? Like, dude, it's crazy, man. Like, and you, like, he sat in the car with us one time, and it was like, what the fuck, man? you're a
No room.
huge dude. Like, no, it's not even no room. Like, wow, like to the shocks. Like, it was crazy. You know?
I was at the grocery
Like,
store yesterday, and this bitch and her fucking nasty, disgusting boyfriend, they're both nasty. Because the scumbags have to, all the restaurants are closed down, so they got to make their own food now. But I'm in there, and just by the torn sweatpants and t-shirt, and it's March, so it's cold. They never wear coats, right? They don't have coats. They spent their coat money on cigarettes, I'm sure. But they're in, and dude, it smells like it smells like not only do they smoke cigarettes, Greg, but
Our cigarettes.
yeah, like that they eat them, that they sleep on a bed made out of them, that they shower with cigarettes flying out of the faucet.
Their heads have like there's smoke coming off the top of their
Yeah, dude, it was that bad. And then BO and cat piss and garbage and dirty diapers and stuff like that. I could smell all that too, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. I literally verbally said it. I was like, fuck, what the fuck is that smell, dude? Because they need to hear it, man.